I don't want this ride no more.
Hey everybody, Arnaldo Hoffman here, and the house is a mess. Well, why is it a mess? There's my 75-gallon. That's the big tank, but not anymore. My mom surprised me by going to Coral Bargain Warehouse. I don't know if you can see it there. Is a giant 190-gallon water box system. It's got a whole bunch of stuff, so I'm really excited about it. So we went over, picked it up, put it in my trailer. I had a couple of friends of mine. We lifted this thing. We did not realize how heavy this thing is. And despite the warnings from Rod and Alex and a couple close friends, yeah, 4 people, that was barely enough, but we got it in. We did learn some very important lessons, even though we work with trailers all the time. We did learn some important lessons about making sure that, well, watch the video. Yeah, we're gonna put on that mat. Ready? 1, make sure you have it sucked in, suctioned in. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God!
Bruh.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Hang on.
Wait, watch your truck. Is that my truck or
Your whole fucking thing is in the air.
Okay.
Okay. Whoa. That
Do me a
is.
favor. Move the truck forward so it doesn't come crashing down the truck.
Move it. Oh, is it off the truck?
Yeah. Okay, so really what happened is when I moved, I already had a small trailer hooked up, which is a 2-inch ball. I was just gonna move that trailer. I'm like, you know, I can still attach it to the small ball. I'm not doing a long distance trip, no big deal. Forgetting that once we're all on that one side, it was gonna unhitch from the ball because it wasn't big enough for it. So then we decided, okay, let's just move it back or continue going. Now watch what happens.
Already? Oh my God. Woo, I feel like I'm on a ride. Oh my God, oh my God. Oh, we're moving. Oh, we're moving. Oh my God.
Oh shit.
Oh God.
Oh shit.
I'm getting off. I don't want this ride no more.
Shit. I didn't think it was moving. I thought it was going forward.
So obviously my wife, who's in the background right now, was not exactly thrilled with it, but we made it work. So now you'll see that the couches, all that, are all upside down because we decided we're gonna do this. We're just gonna redo the whole living room, just like we redid this entire kitchen. That's our Mickey Mouse collection, by the way, which is dope. We did the entire family room, the kitchen, because of that tank, because we don't want to remodel after the tank's been put up. So time to get the couches that we wanted and that we're happy with, and we're gonna change the floor plan a little bit. So now let's plumb this water box together. It's massive. First of all, big thanks to Coral Bargain Warehouse for loaning me these amazing suction cups. Pretty much, you saw in the video, we were able to lift that tank up and the stand. Rod walked us through the process and we got it in safely. This is Piero. Piero, say hi. The tank is now put in and it's been plumbed. So we've got the 2 output heads here. So we've got the manifold here, and Monica, when she was helping me out with this, she actually had it heading this way, and I like it better than the drawing, which has it where behind this would be, and I don't want that. So I can access things if I need to. So we're gonna have that hose going to the return pump, and then we have the main overflow, and of course the emergency overflow there. We've got the reef skimmer all set in place, and then this is actually pretty cool. There's a little custom lid with a little hinge, so that way there's no salt creep from the socks, and it'll quiet it a bit because it's right next to where the TV is. Let's take a look at this beautiful sump here. So you can see there, it goes into a filtered cup, which then goes into the socks. That is going into the refugium, which then goes into the chamber for the skimmer, which then goes into the return pump. And you can see here we've got ATO. So now we're gonna pour a little bit of roadie water in and see if there are any leaks down here. All right, so we've got the pipes fixed, routed out right now, and the water is coming in. What I'm actually doing is I'm just going straight from the roadie over here, running it. Obviously we did, you know, a TDS flush, and yeah, so far so good with that. Now here's the interesting part. I got a high door pump, which has one of these, which is 1 1/4. This guy is coming in at 1 inch. So I want to get the setup now. So I got a 1 1/4. They'll go over here. Then we're gonna have a reduction and then 1-inch hose to the manifold. This is gonna go to the high door pump. There is our step down, 1 inch, which is more malleable anyways, and then that'll go to the manifold. So we're gonna fill this up completely, probably right around here, give or take. Get the salinity to 26. Then, well, specific gravity to 26. And then what'll happen is, once this is filled up, as I add the sand, it's gonna displace it into the sump. And then I just have to manually add it with the pre-made salt water from the mixing station. Oh, now the cats are excited. The shelf rock came in. We were actually going to go with a live rock, but it was back ordered. But in reality, I want this, I guess, double-sided flat is what it's called. So right now I'm just rinsing it out and then laying it out. And then, time to aquascape it. I'm really thinking about making a platform for this behemoth cave. Look at the size of this thing. Because the engineer Goby is going to make a mess out of it. So it'd be nice if he can't get underneath it. Yes, it would have been smarter to do that part before I put all the sand in, but you know, I learned the hard way, I guess. And now for the lights. Got the AI Prime 32 HDs. We're gonna go with those guys. There's already the first one there with the new flex mount. Now, I was looking at these versus the Kessels. I thought the Kessels would look really cool with that shimmer, especially over the rock work. But in reality, I got these for 2 reasons. One, I know they grow coral, they grow it well. And that's not saying the Kessel doesn't grow it well, but I just like the color spectrum on this a little better personally. I like the way that it looks. I do want to show you, I did use the Apex ATO kit, and I'm not exactly thrilled with the 10-foot cables they give you for the sensors and this itty-bitty 3-foot cable because they want you to buy extensions. Nope. I made my own, I extended it, so we're good there, just because I really could have bought a Molex, but that's fine. So it's all there. This is starting to get somewhat a little bit cleaner. This is starting to get a little bit cleaner, more organized, not really, but it is better than it was before. So I'm not too worried. I mean, I see some people, they just do these beautiful setups and they look great, but I just need to be able to grab wires quickly if I need to. So what I did is, for the macroalgae, you can see it's tumbling, and I didn't want to have to add a power head to that. So I actually went out this manifold, since there's a second one I'm not going to use. This is a temporary hose, and I got to put an actual one here. But you can see now that this is tumbling just by using the manifold, which means less electricity. So now it's just time to clean up all these cables that make me feel so uncomfortable. Hey, just in case anybody's ever curious, 2 of these might be enough. I mean, I have to get a par meter, but damn, that is bright. And I've got 3 of them. I don't know why I held 4 fingers. 3 of them. We thought this was bright enough. Again, the phone fools it, but it's super bright. And we're like, I'm not gonna need this 3rd one. But then we put this 3rd one here, and it's a hell of a lot different. We'll let the photos speak for themselves here. The final part of this thread was pretty much putting in the fish, and I guess I should have, videoed that. So I'll give you a quick tour of that. Right now, I'm basically just finishing stuff up. I'm blowing the lines for the CO2 scrubber because I have just low pH here all in general. But so far, everything's looking really good. I made this lid, by the way, the Red Sea one, and I will never buy Red Sea lids or Red Sea products in general. Not only did it not come with all the parts that it really should and that they advertise, and then when you buy the parts, like for example these, the zigzags, I needed a set of 40 millimeters. Well, it said there's 4, cool. Instead, it sends me 2 40s and 2 15s. Just not cool at all. But whenever this screen or whatever, when you go to actually press it in, it gets cut. And I'm talking not because of the wheel, but the wheel pushing down the rubber, it just cuts right through it. This is not a good kit at all. And the other set of hoses, you can see it there, and the other one returning there, is simply for the scrubber. And just sitting there, no need to really move it around. I'm fully aware this is not the prettiest setup, which is funny because I'm usually kind of a pain about making everything look as good as possible, but for me it's about accessibility. Next thing I need to do is label each one of these and then tie them together, and then obviously have that a little bit cleaner. Have the hoses going here. What I thought was actually pretty cool is to route the hoses. I got these little hooks from Walmart, and it just happens to fit perfectly inside those hooks.